Hey, Boy Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Last one of the 70-game homestand.
Yes,
Celtics
last one of the year.
hang on against the furious Clippers comeback. I think the Celtics led by as many as 13 in the first half, 11 at halftime. And the Clippers end up taking a lead in the third quarter. Celtics take it back and hold on throughout the fourth quarter and win behind 29 more points from Jaylen and Jason. We talked about the 30-point hierarchy. Jordan, Pippen, Kobe, Shaq, they fall just short of adding to that leaderboard tonight here, but same effect. Both of them rolling in the scoring game, getting out in transition, the most important part.
Yeah.
And we'll always highlight Tatum, but I think tonight's a night Brown deserves the praise for his performance. Just super aggressive, getting in the mid-range when Clippers closed out hard on him, getting ahead of them in transition for some vicious dunks. Super efficient in this game as well. Jaylen just gave them everything they needed.
Yeah, he just called the shots, and I felt like the Clippers were just like, man, what's he going to do next? It was like he was one step ahead, and that kind of stuff goes a long way. I like what Damon Stoudemire had to say after the game when he mentioned how old school 90s mindset, don't let the best player go out there and beat you. And that's what he saw from the Los Angeles Clippers. So it was Tatum, it was Brown. In the second half, in the third quarter, it was the Clippers, fighting back. But then it was the other guys, right? There were pockets where you saw Derek White coming up big, and that extended from the first half into the fourth quarter when you needed it the most. Al Horford also making plays. The other guys stepping up, and especially on the defensive end of the floor. Now, Clippers did manage to get it to a three-point game with about 40 seconds left to go or somewhere around there. So that's not ideal. However, the Celtics, again, they showed that mental toughness. And I say again because we talked about this during the Celtics post-game show, but I just think that's what we saw out there. Sure, we saw Tatum and Brown leading the way and being the leading voices on both ends of the floor. However, it was the other guys as well, and knowing what they need to do to close out a game. I mean, that's so important for the Celtics team if they want to remain, one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference.
And they battled the tough Clippers defense. Doubles flew at Tatum late in this game. They took him out of a lot of this game, even though he ends with a lot of points. And Celtics only shot 28% from three. This Clippers defense continues to stifle them from outside the arc. Brown doesn't hit a three on his way to 29 in this one.
Yeah.
So they had to find other ways. Brown now the second most efficient mid-range shooter in the league with 100 attempts. It's just behind Kevin Durant. Durant's on this furious tear with 57%. Brown came in at 54, so he's finding his shots from there, and both he and Tatum are ridiculously efficient, close to 70% at the rim here. And to be able to get in transition is where they've gotten a lot of those looks. Marcus Smart pushed it, but when you talk about that closing stretch, Derek White, weak side off those Tatum doubles, getting an and one and the decisive three effectively there to Grant, all in the final sequence of the game. White looking confident. We've seen him go through his ups and downs here, but to get the two biggest plays of the game maybe and the block at the end to really slam the door shut says a lot about him and his potential to stay in the starting lineup. We talked last game that Rob might stay on the bench. That means White could stay in the starter unit.
Absolutely. I mean, when he's this efficient, and we've seen other games like this isn't just a one-off. He's just a thorn on the other team's side. I mean, it's just one of those guys where obviously he doesn't stay still. He can cut, he can drive to the hoop, he can shoot, he can knock down the mid-range. He has a lot of weapons in his bag, especially on offense, but it's just finding that efficiency. And of course, tonight was one of those nights. It just makes the Celtics really hard to beat, especially when he's in that starting lineup.
Celtics turn around. What started as a rough homestand, Orlando, Indiana, and they score great wins against teams that they could potentially see deep in the playoffs. And the Bucks and the Clippers were brought to you by Athletic Greens. AthleticGreens.com/Garden gets you 5 free travel packs as well as a year's supply of immune-boosting vitamin D. Super important this time of year. And you're getting vitamins, minerals, adaptogens, probiotics, all these different things that are good for you in one stop. They'd be super expensive if you just grabbed them all individually, and this is easy. Just pour it in your water, throw it back. It's athleticgreens.com/garden. And Rocket Money, another easy way to help yourself with saving money in this case. Canceling subscriptions you don't want, you don't need, you didn't know you had, or getting a better deal on them. Some financial tools in there as well to see what's coming in out of your accounts each month. It's all super effective and important. So go get that, rocketmoney.com/garden. Super useful app. We're going out on the road again because of great sponsors. Josue is going to be out in Dallas for that big matchup with Luka later next week. But first, Celtics taking on the Nuggets in Denver on Sunday, a homecoming for Derek White, in fact. and we'll have that covered remotely on CLNS Media, Celtics All Access, and of course check out the post-game show from tonight over there, as well as the post-game pressers. For Josue, Pavon, Bobby Manning, Celtics beat the Clippers 116-110 here at TD Garden.